Hey, welcome to the Wired West, Utah's dispatch on AI, infrastructure, and innovation. I'm Marty Carpenter, and today we're talking with Ben Cahoon. He's the CEO of TechCyte, a Utah-based leader in applying artificial intelligence to digital diagnostics. Now, most conversations about AI today focus on large language models, things that you know of, primarily as like ChatGPT, maybe Gronk, maybe Claude. But TechCyte is pioneering something very different, using AI to transform how medical experts detect and diagnose disease. Ben, thanks so much for taking some time to be with us. This is going to be a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, glad to be here. Excited to
All right,
talk about it.
let's start by setting the stage. When people hear AI, as I just mentioned, they're thinking about ChatGPT. They're thinking about shortcuts to getting homework done or writing a paper or something like that. But TechCyte uses a different kind of AI, as I understand it, something called convolutional neural networks. Can you explain what those are and how they differ from language models?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually started doing this over 10 years ago. And so large language models didn't even exist, right? And think of a large language model as text and a prediction of what text is next, right? What we are doing is image analysis. So in the old days, you could do image analysis by saying, "Hey, I'm looking for this object. It has this color, it's this size," and you would sort of programmatically try to figure that out. And with the advent of convolutional neural networks or deep learning, we the approach is totally different. So we train models by showing it pictures of the things that we want to identify, and the model then learns. Okay, so in our case, we are digitizing glass slides in the veterinary market, the environmental market, and the human market. So we digitize those glass slides, and then we're looking for objects anywhere from 1 to 100 microns. And sometimes they're very, very, very similar. And so one of our key value propositions is making sure that we can tell the difference between each of those objects on a now digitized image. And then we put that into a workflow so that we get efficiency and accuracy gains.
That's really
In
interesting.
does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm an expert now at this point. It does make sense, though. I want to talk about then like human and AI collaboration in this, because you talk about, hey, we're digitizing these glass slides. If I'm right, your work relies on massive amounts of, as you said, medical images. Like you mentioned glass slides. I'm thinking that's like cancer cells, bacteria, parasites.
Correct.
That it seems like it would require close collaboration with labs and researchers. So how do you collect that data and tag that data? And why is that important? Why is that partnership so important?
Yeah, perfect. So we actually came as a tech, came, we started as a tech transfer out of the University of Utah. And the most valuable thing that we got out of that relationship was the relationship with ARUP. ARUP is the reference lab that's attached to the university hospital system. So at ARUP, we started and we got access to their data and their experts that helped us then train the models. And so the best example of that with ARUP is a parasitology module. So if you send your, you know, sorry, species up to ARUP, if you're hiking the Uintas and you've got Giardia, right? It's going to go to ARUP. It's going to get digitized, and then their techs will look at the images that we bring up and confirm or change the diagnosis.
Somebody's got to do it, right? That's I guess
Someone's
that's
got to do
what.
it.
I want to talk about why the human in the loop, the idea of human in the loop matters. There's a lot of concern, obviously, when we talk about AI, that it's going to just replace people, and obviously that's going to happen in some instances. But in your case, medical experts are, it seems, central to the process. So why is the human in the loop so critical to making these diagnostic tools accurate and trustworthy?
Yeah, great question. So one of the biggest issues in the environmental lab industry, the veterinary lab industry, and the human lab industry is just getting people that are qualified to look in a microscope. It's a very difficult job. Imagine being hunched over a microscope for 8 hours a day and having to be very, very good at what you do, right? So telling the difference between these different parasites or blood cells or cancer cells, it's very difficult. So you've got to have trained people. So there's a shortage around the world. What we do is help those technologists or the or the pathologist, we help them be more efficient. So we're helping solve the labor shortage problem, and then we help them be more accurate. When you combine AI, which can crawl every single pixel, with a person who can then confirm that, you get the best of both worlds. You get the sensitivity and specificity that is better than what they can just do manually.
And it seems like it might eliminate some element of like human fatigue. Computers don't slow down the way a human does, and that can impact judgment or perception or anything along those lines. I imagine that's part of it as well.
Absolutely. In every single case where we've deployed across the world, um, they are seeing accuracy gains. So if their positivity rate was 3%, it's now 5%, right?
Gotcha.
Those are the type of gains that world-class laboratories from ARUP, Mayo Clinic, Quest Laboratories, those are the type of gains that they see.
I love what you mentioned about your initial connection with the University of Utah and how that led you to a connection with ARUP. I want to talk a little bit about Utah as a hub for AI and health innovation. You're building this in Utah. You didn't just start at the university and then flee the state. You're building this in Utah. From your perspective, what makes Utah such a strong place or the right place for you when it comes to AI and healthcare innovation?
Yeah, Utah is such an interesting place from a tech perspective. I came, so I started my career, came out of BYU, and I started my career at Intel. That Intel division that was here in Utah, which was the Landesk software division, that actually came out of an engineer that came at Novell. So you have a long history of WordPerfect, Novell, and then all of the companies that have come past that. That now we have just as everyone knows, a super rich ecosystem. We've got great universities producing great people with a rich ecosystem of technology vendors. And so it provides a really rich pool. And I know everyone loves their team, but our team is amazing, right? Our CTO is from MIT. He moved here for skiing, right? So the combination of Utah being such an attractive place from a recreational perspective, and then the tech ecosystem, those two things it's pretty special.
Yeah. As AI, and I'm going to get you out of here on this, as AI continues to evolve, where do you see the biggest opportunities for breakthroughs when it comes to digital diagnostics in the next, say, 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, again, great question. These slides that we're dealing with, this data has never been digitized before. So all you could, really rely on is a single medical technologist or a pathologist to take whatever they can and make a diagnosis. Once things are digitized, there is additional information in those images that can then be combined with multimodal data. So imagine patient history data, imagine genetic data, the digital pathology data, all of that coming together to create a multimodal model. A human can't put all that together, and an AI will be able to. So there are really exciting things. Once we get the infrastructure and the tracks laid of getting everything digital, there will be just huge advances in both accuracy and efficiency, and literally how you will be cared for by your physicians.
Sounds like this is just the beginning, things ramping up, and really some even more incredible things set to come down the road.
Absolutely. We are at the very, very beginning of digital pathology and where we're going.
Well, Ben, thanks for sharing your perspective. Your work at TechCyte is obviously a reminder that AI is about more than just chatbots. It's about advancing science, supporting experts, and ultimately saving lives. And that's exactly the kind of innovation we're excited to highlight here on the Wired West.
Thank you.
All right, for those who want to learn more, you can visit TechCyte.com. That's TechCyte.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our production at wiredwest.ai for more conversations with Utah's AI leaders who are shaping the future.